La 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 la.
Remember the St. Louis thing story from last fall about the Missouri Department of Conservation stocking trout for winter urban fishing? Remember that one? You know, they were stocking thousands and thousands of fish, including some real lunkers, 5 pounds and more, into the lakes as water got colder. Remember?
This is one of our better trout. Let's go ahead and release him real quick.
Go ahead. That was a good story. One guy kept catching those newly stocked trout at Busch Wildlife one after another. Another guy at Tillis Park showed off pictures of his catches. Remember?
Caught him on Thanksgiving, let him go. February 1st, came back and caught him in the same exact spot.
That story was all about trout in the big city. Remember? Sure you do. Of course you do. Anyway, as the saying goes, there are two sides to every story, and this is the other side of that trout stocking story. Welcome to Montauk State Park near Salem, Missouri, one of 4 trout parks the State Conservation Department runs, and trout fishermen school to it. The spring at Montauk isn't one of those water pouring out of a rock springs. Here, water boils gently out of rock and sand from below the ground. 53 million gallons a day on average, at about 55 degrees. Perfect for trout. Trout aren't indigenous to Missouri, so if there's going to be trout fishing in Missouri's natural cold spring rivers or in those cooler winter lakes, the fish have to have help. A plan has been hatched. So have millions and millions and millions of trout eggs. And I'm certain, if you remember that story, you remember Brandon Brawley, too. He was the guy putting those trout in the lakes last fall. He's one of the trout hatchers at the Montauk Hatchery.
We spawn between September and January, about the middle of September to the first part of January, roughly.
And they're cute as they can be, aren't they? It's a huge process to fertilize zillions of trout eggs, more science than I can understand. All I know is that those hatched eggs end up here. Fry, baby fish, in these pools in a basement.
There's a process to go through. We sort the males from the females. We inject air into the females to blow the eggs out. And we put them in a petri dish first, a small batch of them to make
See?
sure that
More science than I can understand. Hatching human babies was easier to figure out.
Out of this tube and they'll flow into a tank.
Anyway, like human babies, the small fry in the basement grow quickly and move out. This is where I think the little trout think they're salmon. Watch.
So they gradually get a bigger pool, better quality of water, different things to help their optimal growth.
After they grow a bit, the fish move out again. There's a sign on these ponds, keep hands out of water. You don't really have to, there's nothing stopping you. Go ahead, but only if you don't value your arm below the elbow. Finally, if a fish is lucky, before it ends up in a stream or a lake, it ends up here.
This is the lunker pond. They're going to average between 4 and 8 pounds.
And if a fisher person is lucky, he or she will meet one of those lunkers.
I just had a 6 pound, 10 ounce. I was fishing a little back in the stream there, and I had a brown glow ball.
Yeah.
And he just came up and took it.
Beautiful thing.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it's all about, what all the trout hatching and trout science and all those trout raising pools are for. The quest, the hunt for the perfect spot, the pursuit of the honey hole, catching a fish, or being outsmarted by a fish, and maybe bringing something home to brag about, something that proves your skill, and maybe a nice dinner. Show me what you got.
They're all right. It's good to finally have them. Been out here since noon.
It's 2 now. That's still not bad.
Nope, not a bad catch for today.
Good day.
Good day.
Even if you don't catch a fish at Montauk, even if you don't fish at all, it's still a good day. it's still a beautiful thing, because it's just plain beautiful. For HEC-TV, I'm Aaron Mermelstein.
La 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 la.